where we have some of the dumbest leaders in the world. We have losers. We have losers.
They're losers. They're just losers.
We have very stupid people. We have stupid leadership. How stupid are our leaders? How stupid are these politicians to allow this to happen?
Donald Trump is no stranger to controversy. From his business empire to his political career, his blunt and often unfiltered remarks have sparked countless debates. While his supporters praise his candor, his critics argue that his words sometimes cross the line. Here we will discuss 10 of Trump's most controversial quotes, explained in detail, along with their context and impact. Number 10. Total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the U.S. In December 2015, Donald Trump made headlines with his proposal for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what is going on. The statement followed the tragic San Bernardino shooting and was framed as a measure to ensure national security. However, it drew immediate and widespread condemnation from both domestic and international leaders, who labeled the proposal discriminatory and unconstitutional. Critics argued that it targeted an entire religion, rather than addressing specific threats, while Trump's supporters praised his stance as a bold move to prioritize the safety of Americans. The controversy not only highlighted divisions over how to handle terrorism, but also cemented Trump's reputation as a candidate unafraid to court controversy. Number 9. When Mexico sends its people, they're bringing drugs. They're rapists. Donald Trump's comments about Mexican immigrants during his 2016 presidential campaign announcement became one of his most infamous statements. He declared, "When Mexico sends its people, they're bringing drugs, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people." This sweeping generalization sparked outrage, with critics condemning it as racist and xenophobic. Latino advocacy groups, political leaders, and organizations severed ties with Trump, accusing him of vilifying an entire group of people. Supporters, however, argued that his remarks highlighted the need for stricter immigration policies and border security. While the comment polarized public opinion, it also underscored Trump's ability to dominate the news cycle and energize his political base with hardline rhetoric. Number 8. I'm a negotiator like you folks. In a 2015 speech to the Republican Jewish Coalition, Donald Trump stirred controversy with a comment that leaned on stereotypes about Jewish people. He remarked, "I'm a negotiator like you folks," and later joked about the audience's deal-making skills, saying, "Is there anyone in this room who doesn't negotiate deals?" While some attendees laughed at his remarks, others criticized them as perpetuating harmful stereotypes about Jewish people and their association with money or business. Trump, however, intended the comment as a compliment, pointing to his own success in deal-making as a shared trait. The incident highlighted the fine line between humor, stereotypes, and sensitivity in political discourse, further showcasing Trump's polarizing style. Number 7. Laziness is a trait in blacks. Donald Trump faced accusations of racism stemming from a comment attributed to him in John R. O'Donnell's 1991 book Trumped. O'Donnell claimed that Trump said, "Laziness is a trait in blacks. It really is." While Trump denied the claim, he later admitted in a 1999 interview that some of the book's allegations might be true. This statement has been a focal point in discussions about Trump's views on race, particularly as he faced broader criticism for other controversial remarks and policies. Critics argue that such comments reflect deeply ingrained biases, while supporters dismiss them as unproven or taken out of context. Regardless, the statement remains one of the most widely cited examples of accusations of racial insensitivity surrounding Trump. Number 6. I cherish women. Donald Trump's repeated claim, "I cherish women," was often used during his presidential campaign and presidency to counter allegations of misogyny and to present himself as an advocate for women's rights. Trump argued that his policies and actions, such as appointing women to key positions in his administration and advocating for issues like paid family leave, demonstrated his respect for women. However, critics pointed to his history of controversial remarks, public feuds with women, and past behavior, questioning the sincerity of his statements. The contradiction between his words and actions became a point of contention, with many questioning whether his rhetoric was politically calculated or reflected a deeper pattern of disrespect. Despite the criticism, Trump's supporters argued that his words and policies were a clear testament to his commitment to empowering women, showcasing the polarizing nature of his public persona. Number 5. Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. She's a slob. One of Donald Trump's most infamous public feuds was with television personality Rosie O'Donnell, which began in the mid-2000s and resurfaced throughout his presidential campaign. In 2006, Trump publicly insulted O'Donnell by calling her disgusting and a slob, sparking widespread media coverage. The exchange began after O'Donnell criticized Trump's business practices and his role on The Apprentice. Trump's derogatory comments were seen by many as a personal attack on O'Donnell's appearance and character. While Trump defended his remarks as a response to O'Donnell's attacks on him, critics saw the insults as part of a broader pattern of misogynistic and mean-spirited behavior. His willingness to engage in such public, crude exchanges became a hallmark of his brash style and fueled ongoing debates about the appropriateness of his conduct in the public eye, especially for someone aspiring to be a national leader. Number 4. A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white. In a 1989 interview with NBC News, Donald Trump made a remark that drew considerable criticism, saying, "A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white." Trump argued that due to affirmative action and other policies aimed at addressing historical inequalities, a well-educated black person might have better opportunities in the job market than a similarly qualified white person. While Trump framed the comment as a statement of fact, it was widely perceived as controversial, with critics arguing that it oversimplified the complex realities of racial inequality in America. Many saw it as an attempt to downplay the persistent challenges faced by people of color, particularly in terms of access to education, employment, and opportunities. The comment added to the growing perception that Trump often overlooked or misunderstood the structural factors that contribute to racial disparities, further intensifying his critics' concerns about his views on race and diversity. Number 3. You have to treat him like shit. In a 1992 interview with New York Magazine, Donald Trump made a shocking and widely criticized comment about how to treat women, saying, "You have to treat him like shit." The remark was reportedly made in the context of a conversation about his relationship with women, which at the time was drawing significant media attention due to his high-profile divorce from Ivana Trump. The statement, which appeared to endorse a misogynistic attitude, quickly became a focal point for critics who argued that it reflected a deeply disrespectful and troubling view of women. Though Trump later downplayed the comment and suggested it was taken out of context, it resonated with many as emblematic of the sexist and combative rhetoric he frequently employed. This remark, alongside other controversial statements and actions, fueled the narrative that Trump's treatment of women was inconsistent with his later claims to cherish them, further contributing to the polarizing nature of his public persona. Number 2. I don't have a racist bone in my body. In 2015, amid criticism over his inflammatory comments about Mexican immigrants, Donald Trump declared, "I don't have a racist bone in my body." The statement was intended to defend himself against accusations of bigotry, particularly after his controversial remarks about Mexican immigrants, whom he described as rapists and drug dealers. Despite this claim, Trump's history of racially charged remarks and policies has led many to question the sincerity of his statement. Critics point to his past, including the birther movement questioning President Obama's citizenship, as evidence of underlying racial prejudices. On the other hand, Trump's supporters argue that his comments have been misconstrued or taken out of context, asserting that he has always promoted policies that benefit all Americans, regardless of race. This phrase, like many of his others, has become emblematic of the tension between Trump's public image and the accusations of racism that have followed him throughout his career. Number 1. Golf and marriage. In a 2011 interview with the New York Times, Donald Trump drew an unlikely comparison between his views on marriage and the evolving trends in golf. He likened the increasing acceptance of same-sex marriage to the growing popularity of long putters in the sport, referring to both as weird changes. Trump explained, "I am a traditionalist," indicating his discomfort with these shifts in societal norms. The comment was met with backlash for trivializing the significance of same-sex marriage by reducing it to something as inconsequential as a change in golf equipment. Critics argued that this analogy reflected a broader conservative mindset that dismissed LGBTQ+ rights as a passing trend rather than a legitimate civil rights issue. While Trump often claimed to have fabulous friends who were gay, his remarks underscored a deeper reluctance to fully embrace social progress. This comment, much like others, demonstrated Trump's tendency to use simplistic comparisons, which many felt minimized the complexity of important social issues and alienated marginalized communities. It highlighted a traditionalist perspective that often clashed with the evolving views of an increasingly inclusive society. That wraps up our look at some of the most controversial statements made by Donald Trump over the years. If you want to dive deeper into videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below. What do you think about these statements? Until next time, stay informed and keep questioning the narratives around you.